Hello everyone, and welcome to our SAT math session. Today we have a classic algebra problem involving exponents. We're given an equation, x squared times y cubed equals 128, and a value for y. Our task is to find the highest possible value for x. This is a great test of our substitution and equation solving skills. Let's dive right in. All right, let's start with our first step. As you can see on the screen, the problem gives us two key pieces of information. The main equation, x squared times y cubed equals 128, and the value, y equals 2. The most logical first move is to substitute the known value of y into the equation. So we'll replace the y with 2, which gives us the new equation. X squared times, in parenthesis, 2 cubed equals 128. Okay, now that we've substituted the value, our next step is to simplify the equation. We have a term, 2 cubed. Let's calculate that first. As you know, 2 cubed means 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So 2 cubed is equal to 8. Now that we know 2 cubed is 8, we can replace it in our equation. Looking back at x squared times 2 cubed equals 128, we substitute the 8 in. This simplifies our equation to what you see on the screen. 8 times x squared equals 128. This looks much simpler to solve, doesn't it? Our goal now is to find the value of x. To do that, we first need to isolate the x squared term. Right now, x squared is being multiplied by 8. To undo multiplication, we use division. So we will divide both sides of the equation by 8. As you see, this is written as 8x squared over 8 equals 128 over 8. The 8's on the left side will cancel out. After dividing, let's see what we're left with. On the left side, we have just x squared. On the right side, we need to calculate 128 divided by 8. If you do the math, you'll find that it equals 16. So our equation has simplified even further to x squared equals 16. We're almost at the finish line. We have x squared equals 16. To solve for x, we need to do the opposite of squaring a number, which is taking the square root. So we'll take the square root of both sides of the equation. Now, here's a very important point that many students forget. When you take the square root in an equation like this, you have to consider both the positive and the negative roots. That's why you see the plus-minus symbol, plus or minus, in front of the square root of 16. The square root of x squared is just x. The square root of 16 is 4. Because we have to consider both the positive and negative possibilities, we get two possible solutions for x. As shown on the screen, x can be equal to 4, or x can be equal to negative 4. Both of these values would satisfy the equation, x squared equals 16. Okay, we have our two possible answers, 4 and minus 4. Let's go back and read the question carefully. It asks for the highest possible value of x. This is a common trick on the SAT, so always pay attention to words like highest, lowest, positive, or negative. When we compare our two solutions, 4 and negative 4, it's clear that 4 is the higher value. This corresponds to option B in our list of choices. So, to wrap things up, the highest possible value for x is 4, which is option B. We solved this by carefully substituting the given value, simplifying the exponents, isolating the variable, and paying close attention to the final question being asked. Great job working through this problem. Remember to practice these steps, and you'll handle these types of questions with ease on test day. See you next time.